Art. What is it? Yes?
It's art.
Art? What is it? Hello, and welcome to an episode of Music is a Journey, one of many. In this episode, we are adding our contribution to a thread started by Alice over at A is for Bob, B is for Steve, C is for... oh crap. Started by Steve, link to his original video in the description below. Now, Steve was inspired by the I Can't Believe That's on YouTube thumbnails over at the No Solutions channel hosted by Scott. And inspired by these very revealing thumbnails, Steve decided to do a thread celebrating the physical form of the human body, a thread which he entitled Get Physical. Now, Gary, over at Physically Formidable Rock and Roll, decided to take the thread from a slightly different perspective, a more literal one, and this time showing album covers of people actually doing some physical activities on the cover. He was particularly thrilled to show off his Olivia Newton-John album, and was delighted at showing us her sweatband. Music is a Journey is going to take a slightly more esoteric approach, as we will discuss the merits of the artwork as well as the possible hidden symbolism in the artwork. However, as you know, YouTube is not a fun place to be if you're going to be naked, so I've enlisted the help of Steve to help cover up any artwork that may possibly offend the YouTube prudes. So, let's get started, shall we? First up, this is the 1980 album Colors by Eloy.
And here on the cover, we see the posterior view of a young woman with butterfly wings. Notice the graduation in color of her buttocks, creating the impression of very pronounced and beautiful curves on a flat surface, like a pair of Polish apples. Polished apples. Take note that she has no arms. This is an important point from a biological science perspective, because vertebrates have the basic design of 4 limbs. Yes, snakes and some lizards have lost their limbs altogether, and some species of birds have nearly entirely lost their wings. However, a vertebrate typically has 4 limbs, meaning a vertebrate such as a dragon, a horse, or a human being shown with wings cannot have arms or forelimbs. This was possibly a keen observation by the artist. The choice of butterfly wings instead of regular avian wings is curious, though. Nevertheless, the talent of the artist has clearly given a view to a fantastic bottom.
Next, let us consider the artwork of the cover of Whitesnake's Love Hunter album.
Here we see a woman in the nude mounted upon a giant serpent. This compels us to ponder the relationship between human and serpent. Is this Eve and the serpent? Is Eve the master of the serpent? We could consider this is more than just a nude woman with a monstrously sized serpent between her thighs. It's very symbolic, as the nudity strips down the human form to its natural essentials. She is unprotected. Can we infer that she does not use protection? Perhaps she is Lilith, and not Eve. Perhaps the snake does her bidding. She is a snake charmer. So many deep thoughts spring to mind.
Here is the album Hemispheres by Rush.
The cultured, sophisticated man in a classy suit versus the man in the buff. The two of them representing reason and emotion, the civilized and the savage. The man in the aristocratic suit maintaining a stiff upper lip, and the nude maintaining a stiff, or rather rigid, but nonetheless graceful pose. Conformity versus nonconformity. The haves and the have-nots, yin and yang, ding and dong, the suited man probably wearing tragically unfashionable underpants, and the other wearing none whatsoever. They are standing on a brain to symbolize the two halves, or hemispheres. Neil Peart, the intellectual, having sophistication on his mind, and yet as an artist he ponders whether he'd perform more gracefully if he were naked.
Now, here is an evocative image on the cover of Going for the One by Yes.
A naked man stands staring up at 2 towering erections. Is it John Anderson? David Hasselhoff? This image inspires much. This is humanity's ability to create such impressive, practical, and functional structures. How far we have come from being a raw product of nature to being able to extract raw materials, refine them, create new chemical compounds, and construct such things as skyscrapers. We are a product of nature that has created something of intelligent design. Are we in turn products of intelligent design? Is that what this image wants us to consider? Well, perhaps we could think that because we are responsible for creating things of intelligent design, then we assume there is such a force in nature. So many deep thoughts may come from seeing a man's naked ass.
Finally, the Scorpions' Love Drive album.
Gary at Formerly Physical Rock and Roll showed this album, but we are going to delve deeper into the hidden symbolism. Consider the symbolism of the chewing gum. A sticky situation? Is this the man's wish or the woman's? Or is there a mutual attraction? What is the real significance of the gum? It's a large wad of chewing gum, to be sure. The man looks wealthy. Is it symbolic of the wad of cash in his wallet? Why the woman's breast? Is there a connotation of nurturing? Does he wish to present her with something fancy to wear around or near her breast? Is he prepared to spend his wad on her? Perhaps he thinks to blow his wad and give her a pearl necklace. Another thought could take a more futuristic and science fiction approach. He may be in the car with a female android prototype, and while lasciviously attempting to take advantage of a moment alone with the android, he discovered that the polysynthetic material used for making realistic breasts had not yet set, and was still very malleable and sticky. Serves him right. Explain that one to the boss.
So there we have it then. 5 album covers celebrating the art of the human body. Thanks to Steve over at A is for Armpit, B is for Breastplate, and C is for Cunning Stunts for starting this thread. And also thanks to Gary over at Physically Formidable Rock and Roll and his Amish neighbor for their inspiring contribution to this thread. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay healthy, stay physical, and stay fantastic.